Namaste to all students. Myself JVN Dr. Khushbu Verma from Faculty of Agriculture and Veterinary Science. Today we will discuss about translation process. Translation process is a protein synthesis process. In this complete process, messenger RNA is involved, tRNA, amino acids are basically involved, and ribosomes are major part. So in this session, we will discuss about translation process in detail. Here you can simply see that this is DNA. Transcription process will occur, then it will prepare RNA. RNA, all types like messenger RNA, tRNA, rRNA. So messenger RNA further will transport from nucleus to cytoplasm. Here, this messenger RNA will be involved in the translation process as a template messenger RNA, and by using ribosomes and tRNA and amino acids, protein synthesis, growing amino acid chain will be formed. As I have told you that components of the translation apparatus is tRNA, ribosomes, messenger RNA, genetic code, and amino acids. And in the eukaryotic translation process, it involves initiation factor, initiation complex, initiation, elongation, termination process. Translation is the process in which a sequence of nucleotide triplets in a messenger RNA give rise to a specific sequence of amino acids during the synthesis of a polypeptide chain or protein. So, translation process occurs in cytosol, as I have already mentioned in that diagram, and it requires the involvement of protein synthesizing units having ribosome, messenger RNA, tRNA, amino acids, amino acyl RNA synthetase enzyme, which is basically responsible for the tRNA and amino acids binding, and several other proteins. So this is the flow diagram where DNA is making RNA by a process of transcription. Then basically it is going for the translation process and preparing protein. This is again flow diagram. In the protein synthesis component, there is magnesium ion is also required, and initiation, elongation, termination factors are also required along with messenger RNA, ribosomes, amino acids, and tRNA. This is tRNA, where this is third dash OHN. This is anticodon load, which basically recognize their complementary codes in messenger RNA during the protein synthesis process. Amino acid will bind to the third dash end of the tRNA. So this is the binding site for the amino acid, and this is anticodon loop, which is having codes complementary to the serine code, which is present on messenger RNA. So if we talk about the serine code, genetic code, so it is UCA. So anticodon loop of tRNA will have AGU, and amino acid which is bind to the tRNA, it is serine. So basically this complex of tRNA and messenger RNA, tRNA and amino acid which is serine, basically will recognize the code responsible for the serine in the messenger RNA. Ribosomes are the macromolecular complex that directs the synthesis of the protein. So these are the sites of protein synthesis having 30 to 40% protein, 60 to 70% are RNA. Each ribosome having two ribosomal subunit, larger and smaller. If we talk about the sites in ribosome, so simply you can see there are four basically sites. First is A site, then P site, E site, and messenger RNA binding site. This is large subunit, this is small subunit. A means amino acyl site, and this is peptidyl site, and this is the exit site. As we have already known that prokaryotic ribosomes are basically 70S, and in the eukaryotic ribosomes they are 80S. If we talk about the larger subunit in prokaryotes, it is 50S, and smaller unit is 30S. It is having larger unit is having 50S rRNA and 23S rRNA. On the other hand, small subunit of prokaryote is having only 16S rRNA. If we talk about the eukaryotic ribosome, which is 80S, so it is having larger subunit is of 60S and smaller subunit of 40S, and larger unit is having 5S rRNA, 28S rRNA, 5.8S rRNA. On the other hand, 40S R, small subunit is having 18S rRNA. Here you can simply see in this slide we will discuss about the Wobble hypothesis. You can simply see this is the AUC code in the messenger RNA. So anticodon of tRNA have to be U, A and G. That is fine. But if codon is CGA, so similarly it will have anticodon complementary is GCI, and these are the special codons which are present in the tRNA. These are the chemical modification codes which are present in the tRNA. So at the any one out of three codes can be different. So if there is any exception like I is present here, but codon will recognize the anticodon, because here you can simply see that two codes are complementary of 1 and 2, but at the third point it is having different code. But this codon can make complementary sequence along with this anticodon because it is different at the third site. In this example, same CGU, and it is having complementary sequence GC, but at the third complementary it is I. Same CGC having anticodon GC and I at the third end. So, but codons are recognizing their partial complementary anticodons. So, this kind of a arrangement is known as Hubble hypothesis. These are the components required for the five major stages of protein synthesis in E. coli. So, for the activation of amino acids, need amino acids and amino acyl tRNA synthetase, or 32 or more tRNA, ATP, Mg plus 2 ions. And for the initiation process, we need messenger RNA and formyl methionine tRNA, initiation codon in messenger RNA, which is AUG, and 50S and 30S ribosomal subunit, initiation factors which are IF1, IF2, and IF3, and GTP and Mg plus 2. And for the elongation process, we need functional 70S ribosome having initiation complex, amino acid tRNA specified by codons, elongation factors means EFTU, EFTS, and EFG, GTP and Mg plus 2. Fourth is termination and release. So termination codon in messenger RNA and release factors are RF1, 2, and 3. For the folding and post-translation processing, we need specific enzymes, cofactor, and other components for the removal of initiating residues and signal sequences. Additional proteolytic processing, modification of terminal residues, and attachment of phosphate, methyl carboxyl carbohydrate, or prosthetic groups. Here you can simply see this is the amino acid and it is bind to the tRNA by using ATP hydrolysis and Mg plus 2 and enzyme which is required amino acid tRNA synthetase enzyme. It will make a complex having amino acid and tRNA and hydrolysis of ATP will occur, energy will generate and this energy is used for the making of combination. In amino acid tRNA synthetase, one synthetase for each amino acid. A single synthetase may recognize multiple tRNA or same amino acids. There are two classes of synthetase enzyme. In class 1, it is monomeric acylate, the second OH on the terminal ribose, and in the class 2, it is dimeric acylate, the third dash OH on the terminal of ribosome. Now come to the initiation process. Here you can simply see in this initiation diagram. First of all, a small unit will come, which is 30th subunit. It is having half portion of A site and P site. So initiation factor 1 and 3 will come, and IF1 is arranging in A site, and IF3 is binding to the third uh, 30S subunit, and messenger RNA is going to attach. AUG start codon basically will arrange or adjust at the P site. Now amino acid tRNA having the anticodon of UAC and and it will make complementary sequence with the start codon of messenger RNA, and but it is not able to bind messenger RNA alone, so it will use initiation factor second, which will basically use the energy by hydrolyzing GTP, and by using GTP, and this will create a complex. After the making complementary sequence in between codon and anticodon, GTP will hydrolyze and convert it into the GTP, energy generate, and now larger unit which is 50S subunit in prokaryote, so it will come and initiation factor 1, second and third will also release, and this 50S subunit will bind to this complex, and now this complex, complete complex, which is having small subunit, large subunit, messenger RNA, and amino acid tRNA. So this complete complex is known as 30S initiation complex. Within this complex, first tRNA along with amino acid methionine is adjust in the P site, which is in between of E and A. Now come to the elongation process. So in the elongation process, you can simply see that first tRNA and amino acid is arranged in the P site. Now second amino acid along with new tRNA will come. It will use elongation factor Tu with GTP, and it will enter into the reaction. Now second amino acid tRNA will arrange in the A site, and it will make the complementary sequence of messenger RNA. In the next process, peptide bond will start to make and after the initiation process of peptide bond will form. So first amino acid will leave its tRNA and it will transfer to the second tRNA, and now two amino acids are arranged on the second tRNA molecule. This kind of a tRNA is basically deacylated tRNA, and now elongation factor G with the GTP will enter, and GTP will hydrolyze into the GDP, and elongation factor also will release. This initiation basically help for the translocation process, means second amino acid and the first amino acid complex along with second tRNA will shift from the A site to the P site, and this messenger RNA also will shift accordingly. So in this arrangement, now second tRNA along with complex of first and second amino acid is now adjust in the P site. Now A site is vacant, and the first tRNA, basically deacylated tRNA, now in the exit site. Now this is deacylated tRNA without any amino acid. Now it will exit from the complex of translation, and next means third amino acid tRNA complex will enter and will adjust into the A site and will make complementary sequence along with genetic code present in the messenger RNA. So that's how this chain continues till when termination point not come. Now come to the termination process. So after making so much chain of amino acids, when stop codons comes of messenger RNA comes into the A site. So now releasing factor comes and it adjust into the A site, and it make a complementary sequence with the stop codon, which can be UAG, UGA or UAA. So when RF factor is adjust and will make complementary sequence of UAG, so now translation process is stopped, and basically last amino acid complex with polypeptide chain, now it will release amino acid chain. Now this tRNA is basically deacylated tRNA. So further it will shift to the exit site, and then this last tRNA will also release, and release factor also release, and polypeptide chain already has been formed. So now this complex is complete, or you can say all the components of this complex translation complex will separate from each other. This is the micrographic show a large polyribosome in prokaryotic cell. Now come to the eukaryotic protein synthesis. In the eukaryotic translation, basically it is similar to the prokaryotic process but much more complicated. And like prokaryotes, it also contains four main phases: activation, initiation, elongation, and termination. But basically, termination process is more simpler than prokaryotes. Only one releasing factor is required in the eukaryotic translation process, but initiation process is much more complex in eukaryotes. Here you can see this is the inactive ATS subunit having 60S and 40S. This is P and A side. Now only 40S subunit will involve in the translation process. First of all, initiation factor third and IA will come. IA and third will bind. Now initiation factor one will also come, and on the other hand this is tRNA, and along with initiation factor second and GTP, along with the start protein amino acid, it will join and will make 43S pre-initiation complex. And now this pre-initiation complex will attach to the messenger RNA molecule. Here all messenger RNA modification also done in the parallel side. Messenger RNA will bind to the factor ELF4F. All these factors will bind to the messenger RNA. Now ELF4B and ELF4H. These factors will also bind to the messenger RNA, but this process is energy dependent. ATP will hydrolyze and will convert into the ADP. Now this complex of messenger RNA with 4E, 4G, 4A, 4H and 4B factors will bind to the pre-initiation complex, which is 43S, and this complex further will add ELF5 factor. This step is also energy dependent. ATP will hydrolyze, and now this complete complex is known as 48S pre-initiation complex. In the next step, initiation factor or elongation factor second along will release, and GDP will also release. On the other hand, elongation factor 5, 1, 1A and 3 will also release. Now only messenger RNA and tRNA along with their anticodon complementary to the initiation factor and the initiation amino acid. Now these releasing factors will also recycled and will can be used for the next cycle. Elongation and termination phases of eukaryotic protein synthesis is much similar of prokaryotes, except that the only one releasing factor is sufficient to mediate the termination process. If we talk about the inhibitors, so there are various inhibitors which can inhibit the translation process like tetracycline, streptomycin, chloramphenicol, and puromycin and tyrosyl tRNA. And these are the actions of inhibitors. So this is the sum up of this session, and this session is powered by digital version 2.0 Jyoti Vidyapeeth Women's University Jaipur. If you have any query, then mention in the comment box. I will resolve it. Thank you.